and live in peace and harmony without living those 3 laws. Could you do it?
No.
It's impossible. If a person's going to defile his body, I'm not going to give him money to go kill himself. But he's not going to work, but I'm going to help him. You see it? To not defile your body is a principle of love. It's a principle of charity. To not defile your body, it's a principle of love and charity, not to fight and argue and quarrel. It's a principle of love and charity that everybody works, right? To the extent of their ability. Those are principles of charity. I call them a rod of iron. I say they are eternal principles because when you disobey those laws, they bring destruction every single time. And if we don't hang on to that rod of iron, then we get drowned out here in this murky water. That makes sense to you? Now, those who have ears to hear, that's literal fulfillment of some words, okay? It's literal fulfillment. Because this is what we're talking about. The raising up of people who conquer disease and live in peace and look for money. And this is a sheep we're talking about. Now, let me ask you a question again. Are you going to make me tell everybody all by myself, or are you going to help me?
Want to help.
Okay, praise the Lord. Okay, that's what we're here for. Again.
Okay, my name is Barbara Duncan, and
Okay, Barbara's the one holding the meeting tonight here in her home, and she told a story about Cheryl, her daughter. Okay, Barbara, tell me the story.
the week following seeing this meeting with Dr. West, my daughter asked me to work on her neck because she had been having severe pain for about 3 days, and it was very bothering her quite a bit right back there. It was probably muscles and nerves and everything. So anyhow, she said, well, do what you learned at that meeting, Mom. So I followed a few simple basic instructions, had her put her hand on her abdomen and rubbed, and we did some breath clearing together. First we did the breathing. I said, let's get our breath together, and we synchronized our breath. And then I said, visualize, rubbed and did everything you said, rubbed and massaged, and then just held it in there, and she said she could visualize everything going into place. And we held it there for about 3 minutes, and it stayed. And 2 days later, she went to the chiropractor, and she said, don't touch my neck. My mom worked on it, and it is absolutely fine, so don't touch it.
Oh,
and she's been fine.
Okay, back up through there. No, you just stand right there. Oh. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Just hang on right there.
Over there, huh?
Okay, now here. Okay, now here. Now hear this. Okay, here we go. Can you see how far off she is?
Look, that is
Look at that. Now this is where the problem is. It's down, pulling across. Over here, she's got lots of problems up in here too. See, but it's coming over, and she's got pain.
Oh.
That's it right there. Okay. Now watch what happens. Put her hands on her hips. Watch. Watch. Take a look. And look at it. Look at there.
Oh my, it's changing.
Oh, yeah, just coming right back up.
Well, now that, look. Look.
Oh, yeah.
You see it?
Mm-hmm.
My hands are on top of the hips, right there.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this. Look at it move. Can you feel that?
Oh, yeah.
You can feel that move?
Moving, yeah. Sure can. They've just been saying, $26
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel that move?
Oh, yeah. Is it warm?
Listen just a minute.
Barbara?
Hey, listen, we're going to get this on tape. Look. Hey, Louie, come here and looky. Look, I want you to see this, Louie. Look. Looky. You have to see this.
Let me get over here so I can... Oh,
Look.
my gosh. Hers is really...
Look at that.
Off quite a bit, yeah.
See, she has problems all up in here, too.
Yeah.
But look at, watch.
Oh, look at it move. Yeah. You can see her straightening out, too.
Oh, look at it. See, when she
Yeah.
moves up, she's not used to having it that way, see, at all. See, this is really moving muscles, see. When this straightens out, I mean, boy, muscles are pulling and stretching, and she's not used to being that way, see. Now, I want you to come like this. Now, you stroke here 7 times. Let's go. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. The other way 7 times. 1. No, the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Down the middle, both hands 7 times. Both
In the
hands.
middle.
Down the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Drop the hands. How's that?
Perfect.
Look at there.
Perfect.
She's straight.
Because she's
She's
got a lot of
straight.
material in the center.
I know, but looky. Look at hips.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot straight.
Look at there. She's straight.
Yeah.
Now, how you doing here?
Doesn't hurt much.
It doesn't hurt? Isn't that fantastic? Now, boy, now that's what you call.
That is incredible. incredible.
I tell you.
It does hurt right up in.
Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry.
Up in there.
I'm sorry, Henry. Did I pull your nail off?
No.
Boy, I almost did. Wow. Wait, come down here. Let's just play with this a minute, okay? Let's just stroke here for a minute. No. I just showed you how fast that works. Look at there. Look at there. She's up.
Perfect.
Isn't that a miracle? Louis, did you see this?
I did, yeah, I saw it. Twice.
That's something.
Yes.
How you doing?
Okay.
Isn't that beautiful?
All right, wonderful.
Okay. Walk around a little bit, see how you feel.
Yeah, should tell a difference.
You can tell the difference. Isn't that beautiful?
Really?
Fantastic. Okay.
That was hurting, so I could hardly sit there.
What did you say? Say it again.
I said it was hurting, so I could hardly sit there.
The song. Now, if I come like this, now can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, put your feet down. This is short. You got pain?
Oh, yeah.
Right there. Feel it?
Oh, yeah.
Now, not so much over here. There's some,
Not as much.
but not like there is here.
Right, that's
Okay?
right.
Hand on tummy. Hand on shoulder. Bring your feet up. Look at there. See it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Got level.
Now, hand down. Now I'm going to show you something. Put your hand on, put your feet up. See, she's crooked.
Yes.
Now, you put the hand on leg, hand here. Now, you're going to come up and you're going to see you still be short. When I tell you, put your hand on tummy and watch her move.
Okay.
It's fun to watch her move. Here we go. Ready? Put your hand on tummy. Wow.
Yep.
Did you see that sharp out?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right.
Got it.
Now, we're going to come like this 7 times here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go ahead. 7. Okay. Now 7. Say 7 massage. Now massage it. Rotate your shoulder forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now stroke it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now do it the other way 7 times. Hand on tummy. That's it. Okay, now stroke from here to here. Pressure. That's a pressure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now massage it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now stroke it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now camera. Now let's take a look at her feet. Bring them up.
Yep.
Straight.
Straight.
Straight as you can be. Now how do you feel?
I feel great.
When you had to know it's different. Can you feel it?
Oh, yeah.
You can feel it?
Oh, yeah. Well, a lot different, yeah.
Okay, now stand up. Let's take a look at your hips. Turn around. Let's see if your hips are still in place. Let's take a look. Look at there. She's still up. Isn't that exciting?
That's,
Now that is something. She was off like this.
yes, I saw it.
And she come up and she's still holding. Now that's amazing. I'm going to do it again.
I respond very,
I'm going to do it again.
I really do.
Isn't this exciting? What did you say?
My body responds very quickly.
Isn't that fantastic? Oh, that is wonderful. Now there you go, honey.
Oh,
Praise God.
Let's see the big smile.
Now, before I finish, I'll tell you how he took a hernia. And I had a hernia little boy, and it come back on me. And I told the doctor I was having the operation. I says, I'm walking out the first day without pain. And he didn't believe me. Well, after the surgery, come here. No, she's the nurse. You're the nurse. After the surgery, the nurse. I was in the recovery room. I told the nurse, I said, you put your fingertips on mine. Now, I learned this technique because I was injured in the airport. A luggage strap hit me in the mouth and busted my lip. And I had to give a lecture that night, and I was in trouble. And I went to the sky cap, and I said, look, you do what I tell you to, because this is called the bioelectric pinpoint technique. Say it. The bioelectric pinpoint technique. And Joseph Waltz, he puts electrodes down the spine in New York, bringing MS, polio, cerebral palsy out of wheelchairs. Bjorn Nordstrom puts the energy down there, healing terminal cancer. Well, hey, guess what? We got God's energy right here. And I took the energy and I transferred the fingertips. I put my right hand on my busted lip. I put your hand on mine, my right hand. Now, that's left hand to left hand, right hand to right. Can you see it? The energy went in, about 60 seconds, most of the pain was gone. I said, thank you, and he thought it was, thank you very much. Oh, wait, that was the sky cap. She was a nurse, okay? Now, that was the sky. I should have had you up there with that story. This is in the airport. I busted my lip, right? No, I should have had you up here. Let's do it again. This is you. Come on, let's do it again. I haven't got the nurse yet. Here we go. Okay, so we went like this. Most of the pain was got to thank you, and I got on the airplane.
Fingertips have to touch, right?
Fingertips just touching, that's all. Just touching. Now stay here. You're the nurse. Hold on. Okay, now, I got on the airplane, and it started to swell up again. Well, you look in the book on the lymphatic system. If you look in this page you've got here, you're going to notice the lymph vessels comes up the legs. It comes into a knot right here in the navel. Here's where the umbilical cord ties into the baby in the mother's womb. Okay? Tremendous energy in here. Tremendous. And here's where I proved it. We've been using it, but I said, boy, this is the acid test. So I put my hand on my navel, my hand on my lip like this, and the water come out just pretty as you please. It just come right out of there. Pain just come boom right out. I said, boy, now that is fantastic. Turn it loose, started to come back. Boom, back up and again. I kept this up all day. Guess what? By nighttime, I couldn't find the scar. I had the lecture with no scar. I was healed. Are you understanding it? Yes or no? Yes. Okay, now, I had the hernia operation. I told the nurse, in the recovery, I said, you do what I tell you. Don't argue. I'm a specialist in relieving pain. I told him I'm walking out the first day without pain. So you put your hand like this. I put my hand on my incision for a hernia. I put your right hand on top of mine. She put her right hand right on my right hand. And I sit there and I laid in bed and I said, now if I'm going to walk without pain, I got to stretch out. So I stretched out full length. I got to get my muscles stretched out so I can walk. So I stretched out in bed. And, well, I felt something. I said, you know, that's pretty good. And what they got me in the recovery room. They took me to my room, and I had my son come in. My son, come on. Thank you. As a nurse. Then my son came over, and I said, okay, son, let's go. So I laid in the bed, and we did the same thing. Let's go. Held like that, and then I had him do something else. You guys are going to think I'm nuts on this one. Because I learned this from Dr. Decker before he died, and he learned it from the Indians. And while I was teaching chemistry, see, I was with some doctors, and they were doing some pretty weird stuff. And I missed a meeting, and they said, boy, you should have been here last night. Dr. Decker taught us how to make some energy field with our hands, and we put it in this bottle of water. We changed the color of the water, and we all drank it. And I said, you guys, something, make a heart out of this thing. Look at it, think of a heart. Think of a heart in front of you. Now, let's do it the Miyagi way. Let's go. Let's go. Remember what he did? He hit his land and he stroked like this, and Daniel come out of there and run the fight, right? Okay, come back now do it. How many can feel more? Say, I got it. Say it, I got it. Let's make a feel. Come on. No, the other way. Make a heart, not backwards. Keep your heart going straight up and down. Think of a heart. How many got it? Say it. Say it. You got it? What you going to do with it? You got a bioelectric, you got an energy field there. What you going to do with it? Do you know what Dr. Decker said? Dr. Decker said he was taught by the Indians how to take this energy, and they threw it into their eyes. Blind people. The blind people throw it in their eyes. And they would do this until they got tired, then just lay their hands on their eyes like this, and they come back and do it again until they got tired, and keep going like this. In several months they could see. Thank you very much. No, wait, I'm going to finish yet. Okay, now. So I said, let's go. Come on, son. Put on there. Like this. Oh, man. Pretty good. All right. Throw the energy in. He threw the energy in like this. I was laying on the bed. He threw the energy in. And I felt like cold water. Cold water. Oh, man. I said, boy, that feels great. He got tired. Come back. Did this. Rest.
What's happening? Is the
energy moves lymphatics.
Is it flowing from him to you?
No, you're making it in your body. You make an energy field. You feel it.
Why are you touching the fingers?
Because there's energy coming out of the fingers. My left hand to his left hand, we connected a circuit here. It's a circuit.
Why do you use him?
Because I needed help. I'm using his and mine. Two of us together, right. And by the way, The state investigator who come in, and those two gals come in against me, and they would come in as two sisters with no money, one in pigtails, says, well, I got these lumps, please help me, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. And I showed her all this, and I said, well, let's see what we can do with the lumps. And I went like this, and she said, you tell me where the lumps are. She took my hand, take my hand, let's see, the lumps are up here. And I said, is that okay? Just put your hand on top of mine. Let's go like this, and I felt the lumps dissolve. I've had the lumps dissolve 3 inches, a half an inch. My wife dissolves hers all the time. My daughter dissolves hers all the time. Those lumps dissolve. She reached up. It's gone. It's gone. It's on tape. Yeah, they put it in court. She said it's gone. It's gone. Anyway, and that's what they charged me for practicing medicine for, because I dissolved the lumps. So I tell you what, when it comes down to brass tacks, I said, don't ask me not to do anything I can legally do in the First Amendment, and that includes laying on of hands for the healing of the sick. They said, what about the church? I said, what about the church? A mother can lay on hands for the healing of the sick. True or false? And they just come back, we'll have a break and come back tomorrow. They come back tomorrow, and the attorney says, I think we better dismiss this case. The judge says, I think we better dismiss it too. Dismissed, and they got him walked out. And that's how we won the case, okay? This is what we did, and we kept going with this, and he kept putting the energy in, throwing it back and forth, and in 6 hours, I was doing back bends in the bed with a hernia operation. Back bends. The nurse and the nurse come in and says, well, I said, what if I get up and walk? She says, before you do, call me. Well, I just stooped over. I stood up. I got back in bed. I said, call the nurse. I said, I'm walking. I turned around, got up, stood up, and I walked out. I walked out of that room. She says, boy, the doctor sure did a good job on you. She had never seen that before in her entire life. Okay? Thank you very much. Give me a hand. Now, these are simple techniques, okay? We have some a lot faster. We have some, no, take it back. These particular things are used for purposes. All of them can be used for purpose, but we do have techniques on the end of video 6 we just learned that makes the mini trampoline obsolete, where we stand on the unit, move up and down, you know, and stand there, and I said, we can move up and down like this, and the body goes through the magnetic fields. If they can magnify the thought wave and stop and start the train, why couldn't we stand on that unit, move up and down, and generate energy, magnify thought wave, put it in the body, and the energy make it work? That was a theory. Went to manufacturers, told them a theory. They said, take one to your pain clinic and try it. So next day I had that mini trampoline. We called it a mini trampoline in those days. Now we call it an lymphocyzer. But here come this woman next day. I think God sent her to me. I got such pain. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I can't even stand clothes. I said, stand on this thing. Put your hands up, because I want to capture the energy coming out of your fingers. I found out it works whether you do this or not. But it works a little bit better if you do this, but it works either way. But I show it standing on here, and I show this. This is, let me show you sort of a picture of it here so you get an idea. Here she is standing. This is what we're talking about. And this is what we did for 17 years. But anyway, I sit like this and move up and down the unit. Magnetic fields go on the earth. And I says, okay, think of your right arm. It was her left. It was her left arm. Okay. I said, think of your left arm. She moved up and down, thought of her left arm. I grabbed it. She said, the pain's gone. I says, you're kidding. It's almost like this. I says, wow. I really, she says, I thought it'd work. We're not that fast. I grabbed the other. Oh, don't touch. I can't stand that. Move up and down, think of the other arm. Bang, the pain came out of that arm. I said, wow. Couldn't touch her legs. Thought of one leg, the other leg, boom, the pain came out. Her hip was out of place. She thought it had a hip come in place. Boom, boom, hip come in place. Now I'm going to demonstrate that in just a minute, okay? But another way. We now have made, we don't have to stand on here and do that anymore. You can do it, but we've made this obsolete in video 6, even though it works on here, okay? And I teach how to use in video 4, how to use a lymphocyzer like you've never seen before in your life. It took me 5 years to learn how to use that unit and go till I'm sop and wet with no fatigue in my body. You have to learn how to use it. You never take your feet off the mat for the first half hour until you can go for a half hour. It may take you 7 weeks to get there. You don't jump up and down on the thing. You never hurt yourself. Never. You do it the way we teach you to. You will never hurt yourself. You don't use that to jump up and down on. You use it to run. You use it to run right there until to do a technique where you run and you get yourself breathing deep. Right? 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 You get yourself breathing deep, and guess what? You keep yourself breathing deep with no fatigue in your body doing it our way. You can go to your sop and wet and keep yourself breathing deep. You're bouncing, moving lymphatics. You're breathing deep, moving lymphatics. Can you see it? Wow. Okay? That's on video 4. We teach you how to use that unit like you've never seen before in your life. If you want to use electrically, you can, but now in video 6 we make this obsolete. I'll teach you video 6 in just a minute. I learned that from another Indian. Anyway, these Indians, they're so dumb sometimes. But anyway, these techniques are energy techniques. Okay? But it says, well, they hear about these things. But I'm going to tell you something. It is so simple to use just what's here and to be able to do these real simple techniques. All right, now, I talked about this thing. I was injured in the airport, talked about that. Smashed fingers in car doors, total hit in 5 minutes. We've learned that 300 million cells are reproduced in the body every 60 seconds. This means that it's possible for the body to heal instantaneously. True or false? Because everything's energy, okay? Now, but in order for the body to do that, you have to know how to get glucose and oxygen from the bloodstream to the cells. It is basic biochemistry. Every doctor knows that cells need glucose and oxygen in order to make what is called adenosine triphosphate. That's adenosine. Adenosine triphosphate, which the cells have to make. And if they can't make it, they don't work. No ATP, no double E. Say it. No ATP, no double E. You see, without adenosine triphosphate, that pump don't work. It's a pump that generates the energy. And it generates the energy that the cells need to work. Say it. It generates the energy that the cells need to work. See, the heart has to have energy to work. The pancreas has to have energy to work to make the insulin, right? Don't get ahead of myself here. Let's go. But what is not being taught anywhere else is what the adenosine triphosphate does. And we've got the only program in the world teaching what it does. It turns on what is called the sodium-potassium pump in every cell. And the sodium-potassium pump is what generates the energy that every cell in every organ, every part of the body needs to work and be among those cells that are reproducing at 300 million a minute. Got it? Get the idea? Did you get it? You've got to have the pump work to generate the energy to work. It has to have energy. The white blood cells have to have energy to fight the cancer, right? Everything has to have energy. The pancreas has to have energy to work. Okay? That's what I said. Now, here it is. The pancreas needs the energy to produce the insulin, or you'll have diabetes. True or false? The muscles need the energy to move the legs, or you'll have MS and polio. True or false? And when people have MS and polio, or you go blind, guess what? Those muscles are still sitting there. The muscles aren't dead. There's enough energy for them to live. True or false? With polio, if they were dead, they'd rot. True? There's enough energy to live. They just don't have the energy to move. When the person goes blind, the eyes are still there. If they would rot, and they don't, so they're still alive. They just don't have the energy to move. They've lost the glucose and oxygen to make enough adenosine triphosphate to turn on the pump, which gives the cells the energy to work. And when the cells have the energy to work, the muscles work, the eyes work. Okay, we're going to come into that right now. The International Academy of Nephrology is the only school in the world that is teaching people what they have to do to turn the sodium-potassium pump on in the cells of every organ and every part of the body, so the cells, those cells that are reproducing at the rate of 300 million cells a minute. For example, an 11-month-old baby fell in a septic tank in Pennsylvania. It took 10 minutes to find him. It's a long time out of oxygen. True or false? After 3 weeks in the hospital, that little baby came out blind with what the doctors called permanent brain damage. The doctors told the family that this child would be an invalid the rest of his life. If that was your baby or mine, how would we feel? Okay, you got it. Now, the doctors did not know how to get the glucose and oxygen from the bloodstream to the cells in the eyes and the brain so they could make the adenosine triphosphate and turn on the sodium-potassium pump, which produced the energy that the eyes and the brain needed to work again. The reason they didn't know how to do this is because the lymphatic system is not being taught in any college, university, or medical school in the United States. It has taken us 17 years to prove that the American Medical Association and the drug companies knew all about the lymphatic system. We actually present the evidence in our education materials, and you'll know why they kept the lymphatic system away from the people in just a minute. Right after Mayerson published his work in June of 1963, in December of 1964, and it took us 17 years to find this article, published in Today's Health by the American Medical Association. You see, Mayerson published his article in 63, and Mayerson says, the late Cecil K. Drinker at the Harvard Medical School challenged the idea of the Starling's hypothesis which was that blood protein in water couldn't come out of the bloodstream. And he proved that it did. His experiments proved that blood protein and water came out, and they altered that dry state, produced lack of oxygen, there's disease and death. He proved it. And he says from that day on, he says, teachers and writers of textbooks, and we might say for medical schools, continue to maintain that healthy blood capillaries did not leak protein and water. And that's what they're still teaching today. And as long as they're taught that they don't leak protein and water, they'll never know what all is a dry state. They will never have the answer to disease. True or false? You got it? Now that's what he did right there. And then Cecil K. Drinker tagged the blood proteins. He says, I got into it in 1948. I tagged the blood proteins with radioactive iodine. I proved that they come through the water, and he published it. And so Mayerson says, and I've got to read this to you, real important. Mayerson says right here, the second circulation plays an essential role in maintaining the body's steady state, which is the, everybody, dry state, draining from the spaces between the cells protein and water and other substances that leak out of the blood. There it is in black and white. The protein and water leak out, and they're not telling this anyway. We're the only organization in the world teaching this. That the water and protein is the only substance in the body that can alter the dry state. In the dry state, you've got glucose and oxygen, all the life processes working right, and if all your cells are working, are you healthy or sick? Can you have a disease? All right, and that's the dry state. Guyton discovered it. That's what I mean, all these years I'm lecturing all over and being on radio, television, and everything else, no one comes to Dr. West, you're not telling the truth. It is truth in action. So here's the AMA. Following this up, and the AMA said, this is their official journal in December of '64, they said, loss of blood proteins through the capillary walls would be particularly disastrous. Recently, Dr. H.S. Mayerson of Tulane Medical School tagged the blood proteins with radioactive iodine and measured the rate at which they passed into lymph vessels. Calculations indicated that half of our blood protein is lost in the blood every 24 hours. Isn't it something that Dr. Guyton says when the blood protein comes out, it must be removed by lymphatics or we're dead within 24 hours? Isn't it something, correlation? Here it is. Here's the MA talking. But for the prompt retrieval of the protein by the lymphatic system, this constant loss